Well, this video was meant to be a one-part video. This is the beginning of part 3. As you can see, here are the components I've cleaned. And the only way to clean them properly and get them to dry in the sun is to buy yourself a 1988 Corvette. Cover it with an old cover and then put the pieces on it so they can dry. And if you believe that, you'll believe in anything. This just happens to be one of my toys that unfortunately I'm going to sell. So if any of you guys are interested, but I'm in Arizona, I'm selling my Corvette. Boo-hoo. All right, so where do we go from here? Okay, everything's greased, everything's ready. Let's go and get the what's the word? Brake shoes ready with the components. Okay, here we go now. Time to start putting things back together. Let me hook that over there. Should I do that first? Should I do it last? Should I do it at all? I think we'll do that afterwards. Let's find out. Okay, now as you can see, I did put tape on these shoes. So now all we got to do is just fit them here. This is the fun bit, of course. Hello, why has that got stuck up there? It's got stuck up for some reason. Not sure why that's done that. Well, let's try and get it in first and see. Maybe it'll drop into position. Okay, coming you up there. That's it. Ooh, this is never easy. But you do get there eventually. There we go. Is that one in the right place? Certainly looks to be. Right. That's good. Okay, and that catch did get back in the right place. Just needed to be positioned. Okay, looking good. Now, don't forget this. You've still got to pinch this up. I haven't done it yet because I just wanted to make sure it would all go together nice and easy. Now, what I am going to do now is get my nice new pins and washers and springs. Okay, so for each one you need a spring, 2 washers and the pin. And find your hole at the back, which is here. Shove the pin through. This is not going to be easy. Get the little washer, put it over, and obviously it'll only go one way. Okay, this is where you need a third pair of hands. Okay, let me see. All right, here we go. Just trying to get this shit organized. Now that doesn't seem to be coming through enough. Hang on. Hang on, Houston. Houston, we have a problem here. Give me this. Oh no, you bastard. And look, see the difference? Yeah. So the kit that they make for this, I think they gave me the wrong kit. Or most of it was right, but not all of it. That really sucks. So I'm going to have to use the old pins because I want to complete this job now. And there was a clip that I didn't need, and there was a spring that was wrong. So now I've got to take these pins, give them a clean up before I can continue this job. I'll be back. All right, let's have another go. Now I'm having to reuse the old pins, which is not something I like doing, but it's nothing terribly important because these are still perfectly okay. I just didn't want to do it. You know, you made me love you, I didn't want to do it. Right, now grabbing one's pliers, this is the awkward bit. You gotta push in, line it up, and twist it all at the same time. Oh, standing on your head. Believe me, this ain't easy. Well, actually, I don't care whether you believe me or not, it's not easy. Har har. Once you get it on, of course, then you can make sure you get it lined up perfectly. Man, oh man, this really isn't easy. There, I believe is a special tool for it, but guess what? I don't have that tool. So, you have to do it with pliers. The biggest problem is getting over that pin. Hang on a second here. Now that seems, yeah, needs to go down a bit, I think. That might be my problem, because what's happening is I'm not getting enough length. Never used to be my problem. Right. Spin that round to where I believe it is. Grab pliers again. Give it another go. You bitch. You goddamn bitch. Wooty doody, there you go guys, that's it. And then just make sure that you got it at 90 degrees. Oof. Alright, next, the one on this side. There's me hole, there it is. Let's move this crap out of the way. Useless stuff that I don't need. Alright, that I will need. Now, let's see. Seems an awfully big hole. That's the one. Alright. Now, let's see how we fare with this side. There we go. And you. Now let's see if I can do this. Oh, you bastard. I thought that was too easy. Alright, let's try it again. Yeah, little feather mucker. Now, of course, the bloody thing won't stay back, will it? Mr. Murphy and his fucking law. Let's see if we can get you guys lined up first. There you are. Okay, I can see this is gonna be fun. There is a different type of clip which I much prefer. It's kind of like a U shape. You just tuck it under and flip it and it holds everything in place. I guess this must be a cheaper method. That's why Toyota do it, cheapskates. I think with all the years and times I've done brakes, drums in particular, I'd have all the tools. Trouble is, when I left the UK, I left a lot of my tools behind because I couldn't bring them with me. Alright, that's all that done. Now, there's that. Make sure that's down in the groove. Now let's pinch this up. In the groove. Still in the groove. Won't come out now. Good. Okay, that is that and that and that. Now, what we need to do is remember to take this tape off. Not that it probably wouldn't take much brake application, but then you know all this sticky stuff everywhere. We don't like the look of that, so we'll get that off of there. Okay. Right, so they're nice clean shoes. One thing left to do is to hook this on, and that goes in here. Oh, pardon me. Oh. All right, and over there. Oh, stupid ass. There's a channel down here that it has to go through. There we go. All right, so that's through the channel. Right, that's that. Pushes against that. Okay, great. So now let's hook this back up, shall we? Let's get the pin. And get this hooked back up. Need something to give me a bit more. Oops. There you go. Just hold it in place, and I'll get me pin in. Good. And then that little locking pin here. Push that through. Make sure that's good. Now I need to wind that nut back up, which I believe was a 10mm. So I'll get that wound back up. This is pretty much ready now, I think. And last look around. Spring on there. Those clips are done. This will need some adjustment. And you can hear it's allowing me to adjust it, but it will not allow me to do it the other way. Pretty stupid. Right, now I need to get the drum, wipe the drum on the inside because it will have a protection on it. Then I'm just going to gently trial fit it and see if it's hard. If it's hard to go on, then we need to back this off a bit. If it's not hard to go on, then we need to wind it up until we get, you know, an even balance, and then afterwards we can always adjust it with the screwdriver. Yeah, so let's do that. All right. Okay, let me get the drum cleaned up and get back out. Got to mention, don't forget to put this spring on at the bottom here. Bit of a pig, and also you can see how the handbrake cable should go through that channel there. That's to stop it binding up against the axle and causing a problem. All right, now we'll go and get the drum. All right, now here is the nice new drum. One thing I did off camera, which you should always do, once you've unwrapped it, and do try and unwrap it neatly in case it's wrong. You know, AutoZone or the others do get things wrong quite often. And if you unwrap it neatly, you know, you've got to figure they're going to want to sell it when you take it back. Even though you haven't used it, they're still going to want to sell it. Give it the clean, as I mentioned, and then put it up against the old one, or the other way around. Put it up against the old one, then give it a clean, just to make sure it's the right diameter, and the bolt holes are correct. Okay, so that's just something to bear in mind. And this it goes that way. And look at that, that went on so easy, which means I should adjust those shoes. Okay, now of course I can hold it on there like that with lug nuts, wheel nuts, and then do the screwy thing at the back, but that's too fucking awkward. So grab your screwdriver and turn it. Oops. You silly ass. Turn it the wrong way. It should be this way. I do that every time, don't I? Alright, so we've done a little bit of adjustment there. Let's try it again. And it moves easy, so that tells me still needs more adjustment. Har har har. You see how easy this goes with that nice copper grease on there? Still moving fairly easily. When you're doing this, do make sure you haven't left the handbrake on. Otherwise, you're going to struggle. Not quite. Now, under normal circumstances, and you haven't replaced the wheel cylinders as well, what you would do is you'd go in the vehicle and press the brake pedal. That way it pushes the shoes out and lets them settle in the right position. I can't do that because obviously there's no fluid in here. So I just want to get it close. A little bit more, just a little bit more. Alright, I think we're gonna probably settle on that. Yeah, I can feel it just touching as I put it on. In fact, I know this is a pain, but I'm just going to bring that back a little bit. That's just a little bit too much for my liking. So that means I've got to push the adjuster there and then just wind this back a few little turns. Okay, now let's try it. Too far. Too far. A bridge too far. Oh, we'll go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be enough. If it's not enough, then I should really do it from the hole in the back, because then I can do it with the drum on. I think I got that just about right. But being the anal person that I am, I'm going to adjust it from the back as well. Har har har, hardy har har. I'll just put a couple of these on, just to try and keep it located. All right. And of course you do have to do this a bit sort of blindish. You've got to figure out where that bloody thing is. There it is. Yeah, you can't see it, but I'm actually on and turning it. Alright. That feels absolutely perfect. Actually, I think I'll leave that right there. Okay, got to adjust this parking brake so that that's just right. I'm going to put the ABS sensor back in, which is, that's the connector. Where's my sensor? There it is. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'm just going to give that a clean and then a light smear of grease around here, so that should it ever need to be taken out for any reason, it'll come out. All right. I think, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I see no reason to delay your drinking any further. Putting the ABS sensor back in is easy enough. You've seen how to do all of this. Obviously you would normally just put the wheel back on, and make sure you've got your adjustment correct, of course. I also like to put copper ease or copper grease inside each of the lug nuts, so that when they do need taking off at a later date, it's not a problem. And also, I haven't done it, which I will do in fact, is I like to put a little smear of light grease around the around that, so that it doesn't corrode on, and then whoever takes it off next can actually get it off. That is something I'll do off camera, but just want to let you guys know about it. Alright, that is it now. Hope you found this useful. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and if you want to ask a question, you can always email me at gstargarage@gmail.com, and that is with 2 R's in the star. Okay, thanks very much, guys. Thank you for watching. Appreciate all of you subscribing. Bye bye. Alright, guys, I'm actually recording this after the last video, but I'm going to insert it before, so I'm kind of interrupting the flow. As I told you all, I was going to do gravity bleeding on the rear brakes, which is what has been happening. I just wanted to show you this. This is part of the kit from Harbor Freight for bleeding your brakes using the pressure system on a compressor. And it sucks it through basically into a bottle. But what you do at the other end is you have this bottle with a little adapter on it, and it constantly feeds fluid in, so you don't run dry. Well, unless you're really fucking stupid, because that's a big ass bottle, and if you can't figure that out, well, just walk away from the car. You don't deserve to work on them. There you go, you saw a few bubbles there go through it. That's because I'm doing some gravity bleeding at the end. Now let me show you what I'm doing. Now down there, you can see the mess where I've been gravity bleeding. And this is what I've been doing. I just crack this nut and let it go, and it flows out. In fact, something you can do, which I wasn't doing, is attach this. This is the secondary part of the gravity bleed system, where you attach an airline here, you pull the trigger, and it sucks through this tube the fluid through and flushes it out of the system, which is great. Now, give me 1 second here, guys. In my pocket, I have the wrench. And so all you do, whoops, sorry, let's point you in the right direction, shall we? Bet you'd like that. There it is, look, see, look at that coming out of there, drip, drip, drip. That is just gravity bleeding. That's a good way to start in my book. You do what you like. I think this is a good way to start. Just gets it out. Yeah, you waste some fluid, big fucking deal. Right, then you tighten it up. Done. Now, again, those of you that are smart will notice there's something on the threads. That is PTFE tape. Yeah, I know it isn't going to seal permanently. What it does do is, while you are bleeding the brakes, it stops any air getting back in past the threads, which often happens. Therefore, you don't care whether it destroys itself and dies as long as it works whilst you're bleeding the brakes, which is the whole point. Now, you can also use, some form of gasket sealant, something like that. That's your choice. I use PTFE tape. It's nice, it's simple, it's easy. It's like me, nice, simple and easy. But I'm not cheap, girls. I'm really not. But I am very easy. Okay, that's it. Now, this is the last of the insert. Now let's go back to the final video closing. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Well, time for an encore. I wasn't going to show you this side at all, but just look at the mess. Look at this damn thing. The only way I could release it in the end was to undo the wheel cylinder. Well, fortunately, that's got to come off anyway. The drum is destroyed. It's terrible. And as for the shoe, now that shiny bit shouldn't be shiny. That should be a pad. It's not. This one also went metal to metal. My God. And that design of that brake adjuster is terrible. I tried everything I could to unadjust it. It just wouldn't do it. Maybe there's a trick, I don't know. But yes, and do note, on this side, things are opposite. Okay? So you just got to be aware of that. Alright, let's get this fucker cleaned up, get it off, get the new one on. Just wanted to show you that, guys. This really is the end of the video. A quick 30-second addition here. This is a brake spoon. I left mine in England. It's for adjusting the brakes. It works on most. Don't know if it's going to work on the Toyota crap, but we'll give it a shot.